Florida is taking another L. This story is crazy. Irresponsibility cannot continue to be tolerated, especially when it comes to our kids. We got to take a stand. We got to take these stories and put them out there on the forefront, share them in your social media. Let people know that we're not going to stand for our kids to continue to keep getting abused and sweep these stories under the rug, because I think that they all matter. But I'm getting this story from lawandcrime.com. Let me give you guys a quick disclaimer if this is your first time here. Some viewers may find the following content offensive and controversial. The information in this video comes from multiple sources, including court records, official police charges, news web articles, and interviews. This video commentary also contains my personal opinions about the facts of this story. The point is to use this story as a cautionary tale in hopes of preventing tragedies like these to children going forward. Viewer discretion is advised. That is your official disclaimer. Let's go ahead and talk about this out of a little place called Gainesville, Florida. So there's a Gainesville, Texas, but apparently there's a Gainesville, Florida. And I'm getting this story from Law and Crime, so thank you for the article. A 3-year-old girl died after being left alone for 8 hours with her twin. And now her mother and boyfriend, mom's boyfriend, again, are facing murder charges, police in Gainesville, Florida said. The Gainesville Police Department and paramedics were called to a home on September the 1st for a 3-year-old girl who was found unresponsive. The girl was taken to the hospital where she was later pronounced dead. She obviously didn't survive. According to police, the girl's mother, this fool right here, 22-year-old Donria McLaughlin, told detectives she found the girl unresponsive after waking up from a nap. I'm sorry, but I hate hearing that. For years now, and yes, I just realized that they were smiling. I don't know if that's their mugshot though. Those might be regular pictures, just to get their face out there. So I'm not sure that that's mugshot. So I'll give them the benefit of the doubt on that. But how many times over the years, and maybe some of you guys who have been watching for a long time can tell people in the chat, how many times have y'all heard me tell a story where, oh, I was taking a nap and woke up and the kid passed out, something happened to the kid was in cardiac arrest, or something happened, I didn't know what was going on, and they threw him in a bathtub to try to revive him with some cold water. How many times have y'all heard stories like that on my channel? Because it just seems like these people just keep repeating the same lies. They hear other people's lies and they're like, you know what? That actually sounds like that could have worked, and maybe it'll work in my situation. Now, according to the girl's mom, she woke up from a nap to find the child unresponsive. She says she was sleeping for several hours when she was awakened by her boyfriend by the name of Sean D. Lee, Lee II, who's 26 years old. That's when they found the girl unresponsive, she allegedly said. But police claim to debunk their story. So here, y'all got to hear this. Detectives said that they discovered that the mom, McLaughlin, and the boyfriend, Lee, had actually been at work for 8 hours and left the girl and her twin alone with no supervision. Let's pause right the hell right there. Here's what's ironic about this. First of all, when you're calling him the boyfriend, I can almost guarantee you he's not the biological father of these twins. Okay? So I'm just going to assume maybe he is the father, but knowing how black people get down, I'm just going to assume he ain't the daddy. So she done had these kids by some other man, and then you have to ask yourself, why is it that the biological fathers always have to fight so hard to be parents in their kids' life? And they say you should fight for your kids. You should run through walls and go through the bullshit that your baby mama put you through for your kids. And you know what I say? No, you should not have to go through that. That's dumb. That's illogical. That is a waste of time for a mother or parent to be an asshole on purpose just to make your life more difficult, just to make you jump higher than you thought that you could ever jump, or to pay more money than you thought you'd ever be able to afford to pay. That's dumb. And that's actually does a disservice to the children. So while these children aren't seeing their parent and They get to see some strange man that mama likes laying up and throwing her legs up in the air for and letting this nigga come all up in her all goddamn day long, right? And the kids just have to deal with whatever mom decides to bring home. That's just the truth about it. The reason why I bring that up, why they make it seem like they didn't have no fucking options. I know I've been cussing a lot lately, and I do apologize, but I have to get this off my chest the way that I get it off. So if the video doesn't get monetization because of a couple of little cuss words, thought we was all grown up in here, then hey, I understand that maybe the video won't get monetized. But I don't understand how you can have a biological father there. You went through all the trouble of getting pregnant, deciding to be pregnant, carry the kids, carry them to term, bring them into this world, not give them up, and the father, you didn't want to fight the father for custody. You want to keep the kids yourself. I can do bad all on my own and all of that good stuff. All these weird colloquialisms that our people love to spit, right? But when it's time to find a babysitter, they will let anybody, and I literally mean anybody and everybody, watch the kids. And guess who's last on the list? They will let CPS take their children before they will allow a man that they no longer like anymore to be a father to their kids. That's something that baby mama and baby daddy should have been working together to figure out what to do with those kids when it's time for these SOBs to go to work. So there's no excuse for that. Sorry, I just had to get that off my chest. They went to work and left these twins alone with no supervision. You just can't be that level of dumb. The couple found the girl unresponsive, not breathing when they returned home. Further investigation revealed a history of prolonged abuse and neglect, which contributed to the death of one sibling and the injury to the other. The surviving sibling received treatment at a nearby hospital on the night of the reported incident. The press release did not say how the girl died. A judge honored a prosecutor's request of sealing the arrest affidavit because of an ongoing investigation. But I can almost guarantee you that it has something to do with blunt force trauma. He probably beat the babies up and they ended up dying from their injuries. But that's just me assuming. That's me guessing. That's not a fact. That didn't come from the courts. Authorities said that during the investigation, the mother, McLaughlin, and the boyfriend, Lee, left Gainesville and moved to Atlanta where they previously lived. Gainesville police work with U.S. Marshals Service Regional Fugitive Task Force, that's a long term, to arrest them in Atlanta. They will be extradited back to Alachua County. Lee and McLaughlin are facing charges of felony murder, aggravated child abuse, and child neglect, and their bond is set at $4.5 million. And I want y'all to think about the fact that they get a $4.5 million bond, which is about what? 2.15 million or what? No, 2.25, I think. $2.25 million. If you split it in half. The story that I just did about the child that was being eaten alive by rats and the parents ignored that situation, between three people, their bonds didn't total over $15,000 between three people, but they get a $4.5 million bond. Now, do they deserve the bond? Yes. Did this child die in the situation? Yes. Did the other child die? No, that child survived. I do get there are some nuances. There are some differences. But I still think that the gravity and the level of danger that was posed to these children is the same, if not maybe a little bit more in this situation. But it sounds like there was a lot more that went on here. This child was probably beaten to death. Let me give you guys the fair usage. I just think that all of these crimes against children need to be charged, I don't know, maybe $100,000 or more in bond, $500,000 or more. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. If you guys would do me a favor and please hit that thumbs up and share this video, I would greatly appreciate that. When we talk about co-parenting, it's really a thing that's it's just lost among us. It's like we don't know how to do that. We don't think that that's a necessary thing to have to do, which is absolutely ridiculous. The person that we bring these children in to this world with, which is why we need to consider before we start having children. That's the person we need to be working with at all times. Again, sorry about that technical difficulty. If you guys would do me a favor and hit that thumbs up and share this video. Let's take a look at this. This is the only news video I could find. Here we go.
Top story today at noon. Gainesville police are investigating a mother and her boyfriend with the murder of one of her 3-year-old daughters. TV 20's Cameron Lunn joins us live from the Gainesville Police Department. And Cameron, what do investigators say caused the toddler's death?
Yeah, Myra, GPD detectives say their investigation shows that these 3-year-old twin girls were beaten over a long period of time. They also think that abuse is what directly led to the death of one of these toddlers earlier this month. The twins' mother, 22-year-old Donria McLaughlin, and her boyfriend, 26-year-old Sean Lee, are charged with felony murder, aggravated child abuse, and child neglect. Investigators were called to Hunter's Crossing Apartments on Northwest 43rd Street on September 1st when McLaughlin reported one of her toddlers was unresponsive. Detectives say she told them she took a nap and found the little girl when her boyfriend woke her up hours later. But the investigation shows McLaughlin and Lee left the girls alone for about 8 hours while they went to work. The 3-year-olds were never checked on during that time. When McLaughlin and Lee returned home, the other child was treated at a hospital and is now in DCF custody. One of those toddlers was dead. Detectives say McLaughlin and Lee went on the run during the investigation, and they were located in Atlanta. Now they are being held on $4.5 million bond, and they are expected to be extradited back here to Alachua County soon. Reporting live in Gainesville, Cameron Lunn, TV 20 News.
So again, my whole thing is, it sounds like this was a physical thing. So it sounds like these children were beat to death. So as much as they could put on a cute face and look like a cute couple, they were both complicit in this. And even if it was just mom's boyfriend, or maybe the mom participated in this also, I think that they need to be charged equally. The same analogy that I use with mom taking her children to the thug zoo and decides to take her children to the thug's lion cage, take her child, place it inside the lion's cage, and then the thug lion mauls and murders the kid. I think that the person who took the kid and placed them in danger should face just as many charges as the lion does. Because what they're going to do to the lion, they're going to put the lion down. So why not put the person down also that took their child to the lion's den? So, and I see a lot of cases where that type of law and that type of thing is being implemented now, which is great because I think it's going to employ a lot more accountability on people's parts. So again, there's no excuse for this, but there was clearly something way more sinister that was going on. But let me know what you guys think about this. I hope they get life in prison. And if we are to get pictures of the child that passed away, I think we could do them a service and at least pay them homage and show a picture of them. If I can ever find that and we get to that, we'll post it in the thumbnail. But for now, to that child, R.I.P. Princess, R.I.P. To the twin that survived, y'all keep that twin in your prayers because that is a piece of that baby that's going to be missing for the rest of her life. And we got to pray for her strength and pray that she grows up and becomes something great, okay? But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Thank you.